If you own a local business and you're still relying on referrals or word of mouth to get new customers, I want to show you a system that changes that completely. Not ads, not cold calling, not hiring some marketing agency that posts a bunch of pretty pictures and then sends you a report of a bunch of numbers that you don't understand. I'm talking about a system that turns your organic social media, the content that you're already posting or should be posting, and turns that into a predictable pipeline of qualified leads that follows up with every single person that raises their hand. I'm going to show you exactly how this works, some real results, and how you can get this built for your business. So here's the reality for most local business owners right now. You are getting some leads. Maybe you have a Google listing that's sending you some leads. Maybe you get some referrals, or maybe you are getting some business from past clients, but it's inconsistent. You don't ever really know where your next lead is coming from. And when things slow down, there's no lever for you to pull to turn it back on. So you try things. Maybe you hire some high school kid to run your social media, or maybe you tried paid ads, or maybe you did hire some marketing agency that promised you a bunch of big results, and all you ended up with were a bunch of numbers that did not equate into actual customers. And here's the frustrating part. You know you need to be doing something. You know your competitors are out there. You know that you should be posting more on social media, but you just don't have the time to figure it all out while you're running your business, or the system to actually turn that into results, or a team to make sure that it's run consistently. And that's the gap, and that's exactly what we solve. So here's what we build for you, and I'll keep this very simple. There are three main pieces to a functional lead generation system. The first piece is the entry point. This is a lead magnet, something that you're going to offer your ideal customer in exchange for their information. So this can be a quiz, it can be a guide, it can be a quoting tool, something that solves a very small problem for that ideal customer. And they're going to be willing to just give you their name and phone number and email in exchange for that information. The second piece is the content. And this is what drives traffic to that entry point. And what we do for you is we're going to generate 3 to 5 posts for Facebook and Instagram every week. That is whole goal is to point people to that entry point. All we ask is that you provide the content. You just film some videos and pictures of your business, upload those to a folder, we'll pull that down, we'll handle the rest. We're gonna edit, caption, graphics, make sure everything is aligned to drive traffic to that entry point. And then the third piece is the system behind everything. This is your automated pipeline that for every lead that comes into the system, they will be segmented. They're going to be followed up with email and or text, depending on what your preferences are, so that even when you're busy running your business, there are no leads falling through the cracks. That's it. Content drives traffic. Traffic hits the entry point, and then the system is going to follow up with every lead so that you get a steady flow of qualified leads entering your pipeline every week. And I know what you're probably thinking. You've tried social media marketing before and it didn't work, and I believe you. Because most of the time, it is not built correctly. There's no entry point, there's no system behind it. Most marketing agencies and business owners are posting content for the sake of posting content, which is great. You're going to get views, you're going to get exposure, but without the proper system in place, there's really nothing to turn those into qualified leads and sales. So what we build is different. We build an entire system that is going to have an entry point, something that's attractive to your ideal customer to bring them in, and then a system that's going to follow up and actually turn those into customers. Let's talk about some real results for clients that I'm already working with. Greg is a real estate agent in Gulf Shores, Alabama, and he sells land. And in the first 2 months of his system going live, he was able to generate 30 leads for his real estate business. What we built for him was a quiz that asked some questions to find out whether or not someone would qualify for a land purchase, because this was a small problem that most of the people he talked to had. They didn't know whether or not they'd qualify. So now he would post content and direct people to that entry point. And in the first 2 months, 30 leads. Blake is a fishing guide in Panama City, and we built him a simple guide that shows people how to fish the Panama City area. So tourists visiting that area would be interested in knowing that information. And he was able to generate 5 leads in the first week of his system going live. Both of these examples did not have large social media followings. They just simply followed the process. And personally, I've been able to generate over 600 leads for my business in the last 12 months by running this same play, by posting content relevant to the people that I am looking to target, and then having a lead magnet that solves a small problem for them. And these are not outliers. This is exactly what the system can do when it's built correctly. So here's what we do for you. We build the system from scratch, fully customized for your business. We're gonna build the lead magnets, the lead capture pages, the CRM, the pipeline, content tagging, segmentation, all of it within the system that you will own. There are two different ways that we work with business owners. Number one, we will build the system and hand it over to you fully functional and ready to go for you to manage. The second is we'll build the system and run it for you. We'll manage the content, we'll edit the content, we will write the captions, we will schedule out the content. Everything will be done for you to direct traffic to that entry point. Which option makes the most sense for you? We decide that on a strategy call because I don't want to build anything that doesn't actually make sense for your business. Either way, you're getting a real functional lead generation infrastructure, not just some social media manager that posts and then disappears. And here's my commitment to you. Within 90 days of your system going live, you will have qualified leads entering your pipeline. And if you don't, we will continue to work with you for free until you do. The only thing that we ask in return is that you give us what we need. The video clips and photos from your business, and that you continually follow up with the leads that come into your system. You do your job, we'll do ours, results will follow. And we don't do long-term contracts because we know this system works when it's done right. If this sounds like something that would make a real difference in your business, the next step is super simple. Click the button below this video to book your 30-minute strategy session phone call. It'll be a Zoom call. We'll go over your current lead situation, what you've tried in the past, what's worked, what hasn't, so that we can figure out what will actually make a difference for your business. I only work with a few clients at a time so that I can deliver real results. So if this sounds like something that you are interested in, don't wait, click the button. I'll talk to you soon.